All right. Hello, hello.
Hello, friends.
Hi.
Hi. We are back on
Grace Attorney. Yes.
Yes. We're
Nailed
back
it.
on the Great
First
Ace Attorney
try.
Chronicles. I'm Kels. I'm the person behind the controller, and I have no chill whatsoever, ever. Yeah. Next.
I love that. I don't know if I can top that. Like, I was trying to think of something witty, and then you said that. I'm like, I have no words. Hello? Mana slash idol yin or whatever you call me. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm the indecisive bitch in the corner, I guess. That's me. Yeah, moving on.
And of course, I am Lemur. I am the dog mom that comes with the standard disclaimer that if I am talking to something off screen, it is an animal of some sort. I have a lot in my house. More often than not, it is Maverick, which is why we are late.
Yeah, you want to tell us that
Actually.
story?
Yes.
Would you like to share with the class?
I would love to share with the class about what my goblin son did. So Maverick barks, and we have a neighbor who has a dog but doesn't like dogs. He's very confusing. Anyway, so Maverick, I've been working from home the last 2 weeks, and he's decided, second to last day of mom being home before she goes back into the office next week, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Anyway, so he's out there barking. This is much earlier today. So I got him inside, blocked the door. Great, cool. We're all napping, sleeping, living our best dog lives at this point. So I'm getting ready for finishing up dinner, getting ready for stream, and I let him out. I let him and the other dogs out. And what he proceeds to do, which I think is what he is currently doing again, is he runs out. So I'm working on this behavior, but Maverick, thank you again for the birthday wishes. Sorry. Maverick does not like waiting for me to block the door, so he will rush it. So he and Finn, our other boy dog, will sit there and basically just mad grab through the door. So it started off with Maverick starting to scream, he was yelping.
Mhm.
And I think what happened is either Finn stepped on him or he got scared. So his response is to pretend he's hurt. And he might have been hurt, but not actually. So he starts running around and then barking his freaking mind, brains out at Finn, trying to escalate Finn into roughhousing with him. And of course, this is barking, so it's not a good behavior right now. Let's get back in the house, calm down. And I get Finn to come in the house and have him sit. Because Finn is a good boy and he listens for the most part. He has some issues still, but he's 4 and he has a 2-year-old brother who is a menace. He has some leeway. Yes, hi Maverick.
They're probably looking at you like,
Leia is not a part of this equation. She is in a crate because I have to crate her to eat or else she won't. That's a whole other issue. So I have Finn sitting in the house with me. The door is wide open, and I'm just watching Maverick run back and forth trying to get Finn's attention. So then he starts running up to the door and barking, and then running away, trying to get to escalate Finn to chasing him. And then he goes as far as coming in halfway to the house, barking at Finn, running away. And then he even he comes up and he starts pushing at him.
Oh my god.
All trying to get Finn to escalate. And I am so proud of Finn because he did not. But then eventually I was like, you know what, fucking whatever. So I walked away, had Finn come with me. I let Leia out. And at this point, Maverick's like, oh, literally no one wants to play with me. So he calmed down at that point. But it was like, what the fuck, dude? So, yeah, he was just trying to pick fights with his siblings tonight. And that's why we're late.
like a champ.
That's a 2-year-old German Shepherd for you.
I love him.
And we stand.
I think he and I have a lot of the same chaos drive, which is why we got along.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, this human. They share my chaos.
He was my little buddy when I was there.
Aww.
He's a sweet boy.
I love you.
Which
He's also a chaotic goblin.
Oh yeah, and like I say little,
Runaway.
like he is probably at least my size.
Yeah. He is probably our lightest weight dog, but he's our tallest dog.
He is
Our
a small horse.
Malamute. Yeah, he's a small horse. Our Malamute, who will be 12 in September, at her height was like 120 pounds. Like big fucking dog. He's taller than she is. I think with age, Penny has lost some of that height.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, he's taller than her now. But he's still, I think he's our lightest dog. Just because he runs off all of any weight that he could possibly gain, he runs it off.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I love him.
Yeah, and then so eventually, after he kind of de-escalated himself a little bit, he ran into the house and saw that Leia was out, and she was not having any of it. So Leia's just our calm 6-year-old little girl who does not give a shit.
Leia
I've told her before she has full permission to beat her brothers up. Maybe not Finn, but she has full permission to beat Maverick up if she wants to, because he would deserve it.
Yeah.
And I would understand. This is why I shouldn't be a human child
What?
mother.
Oh, okay. I was like, this is why I should not be human.
I paused at the wrong time. No, yeah, this is why I should not have human children, I think.
Okay.
Because
Because I was like, wait.
So the things that we've now learned about Lemur is that she's an alien and she has children in the basement, is what I'm hearing.
God damn it. Yeah, as we discussed
clip this.
as we discussed last stream, Kelsa's thing she has to say, like, I'm not a serial killer, and I have to disclaim that I'm not a child abuser because of Cookie, who sounds like a toddler throwing a tantrum. So I'm not neglecting anybody. As a reminder to anybody, it's just my mom's almost 25-year-old bird.
Look, no one watches this stream for normal conversation, right?
Honestly, I don't understand why anybody would expect that.
I thought for a second you were going to say, I don't know why anyone watches us, which is also a question.
I kind of also question that, but also I think we're hilarious, so I get it. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Our disclaimers, like, I need to, have on our starting soon screen, I just need to have, the disclaimer, not a serial killer.
We talked about me redesigning those.
Exactly.
So
you may need to
I'll
add
add
those.
it to the notes.
Perfect.
You have full reign.
I did tell Lemur she does have full reign on this. So whatever happens, it's all on her. Her fault.
Just say blame it on Lemur.
Exactly. Look, no one wants me to be in charge of design shit. I don't do it very well.
Meanwhile, that's what I paid a lot of money to learn about. So yeah.
Exactly. This is why we work out. It works out great. You talk to me about color theory, I just sit there and go, red is nice. And call it good.
Sure is nice.
It is nice.
I love
It
me
is
some bubblegum pink.
Exactly. I could not tell you why I like it, but it's nice.
But
You don't need to have a reason to like a fit color.
Here we go. Shall we talk about the game itself?
We should. When was the last time we played?
Actually, it was
Last week?
yeah, I think it was last week. It wasn't that long ago.
It was last
I think it was last Tuesday. So, just over a week. Because we started our new case. Remember?
Yes.
So we made it into Victorian England and asked Lord Chief Justice Maelstrong Hart, who we believe to be the ancestor of Damon Gant, despite having no evidence. I mean, come on. Everyone is an ancestor of everyone at this point. we can make any theory that we'd like.
It is all connected.
Exactly. Anyways, we got him to let us practice law. After we gave our elevator pitch, I'm doing real good at the whole reading thing today. He decided that our bar exam test will be to defend in a murder trial immediately. Our defendant is the wealthy leprechaun Magnus Wonka McGilded, who donated the land for the local park, and we know absolutely nothing about the actual case yet. Yeah, we're gonna go into this blind yet again. But you know what? We're getting good at it at this point, so...
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty good at flying by the seat of our pants.
Exactly. And yes, happy belated birthday to Lemur, whose birthday was yesterday. Yay! Welcome to getting old.
No!
All
Well,
right.
now we're the same
Forever
age again, so
21.
it's fine. Oh, God. See, okay, this is one of my kind of philosophy on aging is like, I'm glad I was that person, you know, like I'm glad 21-year-old me existed. I'm also glad I'm not her anymore.
Right?
You know, like that's where we've gotten to. Because like 15-year-old me was a piece of shit. I'm glad I was her, but I'm glad I'm not 15-year-old me anymore. So that's kind of how I view aging. Is like, you know, appreciate, but also appreciate that you're not there and you've moved beyond.
Yeah, like,
Anyway.
I will be completely honest, I don't necessarily understand the fear of aging, and maybe it's just because, like, getting dark for a second, but, you know, like, I never necessarily thought that I'd make it to this age, currently,
Mm-hmm.
so now it's like, well, now I gotta see how far I can go, which is very much on par for me. So, like...
Well, like, my
Oh, that's a
granddad,
big save.
my granddad is 89 years old. And the highlight of this man, he's going to be 90 in October. The highlight of his life was high school.
That is so sad.
Like, that's his golden years. That's what he goes back to. He left my grandma for his middle school sweetheart. Anyway, that's a whole other fucking can of worms. Anyway, like, it's just so sad to me to be so obsessed. I mean, I wasn't like terrorized or that I was bullied by a person in high school, but that again, a whole different can of worms we don't need to talk about. But like high school wasn't miserable for me. But I would like to think like I've had better times since then.
Right? And like, well, the thing is that
And age comes with that. Like I would love to think that like 40-year-old me is even better than 29-year-old me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like
Like,
to
I
think
can't
that
wait
there's
to meet
something
40-year-old
good out
me.
there. You know,
Yeah.
like there's got to be better times than the stuff I came from. You know, if only because like I'm a lot more financially stable than I was back
Right?
even like 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I lived in my car for a while. Like, it's you know, I can only go up from there.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, there's peaking in high school and then there's that. We don't need to get into that can of worms, but no, it is a fucking wild ride. Maybe we'll do that as a pre-show banter because it's pretty. Her mother was involved. It's a whole thing. So we could probably do that a different pre-show banter day.
Okay, sounds good. That sounds like that may be a like full show banter.
It's like a
Just
Hallmark movie level
banter
of like what the
stream.
fuck.
Banter stream.
I have pointed out to Lemur that like, especially when it's just her and I, we will get very into pre-show banter. And so like,
It'll become the banter.
yeah,
stream.
one of these days we just need to have a show that is just us sitting here bantering, which is possibly why people tell us we need to actually just have a podcast and not like put in the games with it. But
Yeah,
True.
hot gossip about elderly people.
Hot
It's-
I mean,
goss.
I could talk shit about like most of my grandparents have wild stories. My mom jokes about like her life being similar to Forrest Gump, because if you've seen the movie, he like randomly runs into and is a part of famous people and famous events through history. And that's my mom has a lot of stories like that, but it's like I get to tell the crazy shit that my grandparents and my mother have been through, and it's like, oh boy.
Life is like a bucket.
But yeah, no, so we should do hot gossip stream and Spaceballs stream.
Yep, I have not forgotten Spaceballs.
Also, the get to know you stream eventually needs to happen.
It does. I keep sitting here going, yeah, we'll
Excuse me.
schedule that. And then, you know, like someone always has something going. Somehow it is really hard to schedule something where not one of the three of us has something happening. It's incredible. So,
Such is adult life.
I know. And also, maybe we're just interesting. I don't know.
Oh my god, we're like
Oh
so
my
cool.
god, we're like those people. All right. 18th of February, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom.
Just
What?
sorry, just that transition is fantastic.
It is very dramatic, I will give you that.
Look, no one pays me for this, but you know what? Like, I can do a transition with the best of them. So, this is the High Court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan.
It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes the words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yeah. What? Oh no, I'm back on crack.
Oh, he's back. Okay, wait, is this a thing now? Like, do you do crack before every case?
Look,
We have
I
sent him into his fight or flight response.
I just went to the bathroom right before coming in here. It's fine. I found the crack dealer within 3 seconds of landing in Great Britain. It happens.
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. You see, even the characters in the world see it.
I know, but I just can't help it. Oh shit.
Yikes. Is that a vampire? What?
That's what it looks like, and it looks like the judge is Santa Claus.
So we ran into Santa Judge and Dracula. Cool. Neat.
Yeah.
Am I the judge?
British
You
sure
are
is
the judge.
great.
Because Mana plays the prosecution.
That's right. Okay. I just wanted to, see, I remembered, but I
Very
still
proud of
wanted to
you.
confirm.
Love that. Love that.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I almost went Southern, and that truly is not the vibe. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Ho ho ho.
I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh, sorry, I missed him. I missed him earlier. I heard vampire, and I think I looked away because there was a weird sound, so I had to dodge Mom for a second.
Well, welcome to what the rest of us are seeing right now. How are you gonna play this one, Mana?
The prosecution is fully prepared.
What was that?
Yes, Von Zeeks. I guess he's Count Chocula now. Or the Count or
I was
whatever the hell
I was thinking the Count from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
One guilty. Two guilty.
Not guilty. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
Oh, there's a comment for Mana. In the Japanese version, Von Zeeks has, oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna try. Seto Kaiba's voice actor.
Oh, really? Seto Kaiba? Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
You were close.
Yo. Seto Kaiba. Really? Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Finn is trying to fill in for me for the judge. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern? Oh boy. Do you speak English?
Oh, God.
Fucking, why do I always get these characters?
Huh? Yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. I mean, to be fair, it is a decent question back in like the 1800s, whether or not we speak English. It's not like there are a lot of Easterners in Great Britain at that point, I think, in history. I could be completely wrong, though.
Yeah. I think so. Those eyes please me. Nipponese.
Oh,
That
boy.
is horrific, and I hate it.
Wow, that made me uncomfortable. I don't know
What?
why.
I need help.
I am an adult.
Were you about to ask something, Lemur?
No, I don't think I want to know.
Wait, Nippon? Like,
Yeah, okay, so,
Yeah, what is
Japan.
that?
okay,
Nippon.
so
Yeah.
Japan is obviously not the way that we say name of our
Japan?
country, because
No, because that's
Yeah.
da is a really, I mean, it is in our alphabet, but it's not like a normal thing. So the normal name of our country is Nihon, but the other way that you can read the kanji is the final kanji, or the final character is Nippon. So
Mhm.
he's basically calling him Japanese in possibly the weebiest way I have ever seen.
Okay.
You will see that a lot. So Nihon
Nipponi.
and Nippon,
Okay.
they both mean Japan.
Gotcha.
But why is he saying Nipponi?
I don't know. Again,
What?
weeb.
Some weeb
Okay.
shit.
So I should play him as a weeb?
Apparently, I don't know what they were going for there, but it was not good.
An attempt was made. Alright. They shroud you, your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
Hi, sir. I'm not looking for a daddy, but thank you.
Not yet.
A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes.
Now, Mr. Gilded.
Yes, my lord.
That's right. We didn't quite figure out what his accent was.
Sorry.
Caught me off guard. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense.
This
You can be
guy's a
sent to the
mystery.
gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
Doesn't have a choice.
As I've always said, my lord, it's a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella is a student from the little island up in the far east. It is not the British way to ignore the dangers of yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance.
Where in Britain have you been? I'm gonna make like all the British people on this watching this stream mad. It's fine.
It's a-okay. I'd like to think that an act of chivalry to the great British Empire proud. There he is.
Yeah. Listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman London has in him. Do you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, we meet. Maybe, please.
That was great.
Mother, can we go play in the park?
Mother.
Mother.
Oh, no, thank you.
It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. Gilded.
That's definitely welcome news. And he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Eloquently put, Mr. Gilded, and most laudable sentiment. All right, now ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have ladies in your jury?
That's what
call
I was about to
bullshit.
think. We've played hard and fast with history, apparently.
Highly
Mhm.
doubt that, considering what time this is supposed to be. Anyway, I am sure I need hardly remind you.
What is? Wait, is that guy
this
holding
Clue?
a knife?
He is
He
indeed
is.
holding a knife.
This is fucking Clue. They are like, there's Mrs. White. You 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed?
Do we want to
Colonel
just
Mustard.
do coin tosses for who you are in the jury?
Sure.
All right. Let's
Leave
see.
it up to fate.
Coin flip. We
I'm
just
not
do.
gonna remember any of these people's accents or names or
right.
I was
whatever.
gonna call heads.
Okay.
Oh,
you're
okay,
calling
I guess
heads?
I'm tails then.
Okay. And flipping. It is heads.
Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I am more than ready.
Do you think you guys will remember if I keep flipping, or do one of you just want to do the odds and one of you just want to do with the evens?
Could do odds and evens. So,
It's
Yeah,
up
we
to
could
you.
go every other.
yeah,
It might be
every
easier
other.
that way, so I'll be Colonel Mustard.
Okay.
You can be Mrs. White.
Mrs. White.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Professor Plum. Ha!
Professor Plum.
Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. Let's see, Miss Peacock,
They skipped.
Mr. Green.
Wait, is Miss Peacock gonna say
Nope,
stuff?
she did not say anything.
I feel a chill. Why am I? I'm all the dudes and you're all the ladies. That'll
Yep.
be another. And Miss Scarlet.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these bits for my grandson.
I'll say that makes it easy. So I'm all
Yeah.
the dudes and you're all the ladies, and they definitely all fit Clue characters. um,
I love it.
Mr. Naruhodo. Those people are.
The jury. Yeah. That's something we don't have in Japan yet.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. Mhm. So the defendant is... it's me. Just for a second, I was like, not me? Is me. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But how exactly did the jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know, but
Guess we'll find out.
I guess. Question.
stay tuned. I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses.
Yeah. You know what the most disappointing thing about this game is? So I'm sure that I've talked about it at some point on stream. So I went to for my graduate degree, I have a degree in forensic linguistics, and I went to England for it. And one of the things that we did for a lot of our coursework was that we were right near the local court, and so we'd go in and watch trials, and we were supposed to basically just watch and see how sort of the court interacted and such. And all of the barristers or the lawyers have to wear stupid wigs. Why are we not having to wear stupid wigs right now?
Oh,
I want to
that's
wear
a
the
good
stupid powdered wig.
question. You're right.
That's how they know you're the lawyer.
I know, exactly. You also have to wear like these dark
Blasphemy.
robes too. Like
Mhm.
it's a very weird. If you've never seen a British trial, like it's a very weird thing to just sit there and watch.
Hmm. So they have to wear wigs?
Yeah, so basically, apparently, so from what I've heard, this ended up being a lot because of syphilis, and I still don't entirely know what the link between powdered wig and syphilis was, but I'm sure there is something that I have missed. But like apparently it's been that way for a long time.
Jesus.
I hate knowing that some people used to try to, for lack of a better word, make out with sheep. And that's how they got syphilis.
I mean, like if you go back in the history of disease, like every disease has progressed from animals, so
Yeah, well, some people need to stop doing that to the poor sheep. Anyway,
Prosecutor Van Zeeks. He knows itches.
yes, my lord.
Sorry. So England's version of the Lawyero's badge is a Lawyero's wig.
exactly. All right, so I did Google it. Sorry, that's
Oh.
why I'm not necessarily paying attention.
This is important.
So it did start with syphilis. So syphilis reached epidemic levels in the 15th century Western world. Antibiotics weren't around yet, so the disease would ravage those with quite obvious symptoms: sores, rashes, blindness, dementia, and tellingly, hair loss. So because of its association with that, baldness was highly embarrassing, and long hair was basically a status symbol. Wig makers would start cranking out artificial wigs, and victims of syphilis would hide their hair loss with wigs, sometimes made of human hair, but apparently quite frequently made with more low-cost options like horse and goat. In order to further hide infection, the wigs were doused with lavender and orange-scented powders just to cover up any funky smells. Delightful.
Oh. Okay.
See, that reminds me of...
Please wash your wigs, everyone.
That reminds me of my fun. I remember most of the facts factoid. I never claim to remember exactly everything that I ever bring up in stream, so I am willing to be corrected if you do so nicely. But if I'm misremembering this, I'm pretty sure most of this is correct. But so back in the day, if you were really well off and you needed dentures, poor people would get paid, sometimes paid, to have their teeth removed, or they would just have the teeth removed from corpses. So they would make dentures out of real human teeth.
Oh, I'm sure that didn't, communicate disease at all.
So yeah. So if you were really well off, you would have a dead person's or a poor person's teeth in your mouth.
Great.
But the hair thing reminded me of that.
I should point out really quick, from what I remember sitting in the courtrooms, I do not remember them being scented with lavender or orange. So I'm going to guess that those people did not have syphilis, but I could be wrong.
Pretty sure it would just continue on because, tradition.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tradition!
Give me dentures made of Van Zeek's vampire thing. Hell yeah.
I mean, that's the only cool ones, I guess.
Oh, it's
I'll
me.
figure out his voice eventually. Sorry, everyone.
You're workshopping.
Exactly.
It's okay. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fame. Oh shit.
I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy
gonna fall in love
rather
with
than
him?
fame, I would say.
I think we're gonna.
Yes,
fall in
I
love
am
with him.
gay material. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, this man still called us Nipponese, so
Oh yeah,
that
he's
is
cringe.
possibly the biggest turnoff I've ever heard. The only
yeah, he's
thing
cringe.
worse he could have called us is exotic.
Oh yeah.
Um.
Yeah. I just noticed people with top hats behind them. I thought they were ghosts, and no, I'm glad I'm wrong. I'm glad I'm wrong.
He just brings his undead posse. It's fine.
Anyway, but yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you. Thank you
I
for
sleep in
noticing.
a coffin made of boyfriend material. Listen, our character here is they're usually attracted to bad people, so
I know. But also, he's
Why?
talked like 4 times, guys. We're already trying to set them up.
listen, the writing is on the wall.
Are you calling
fell
us
in
a
love with
whore?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. We need a
Boy.
rebound relationship. Our last boyfriend died tragically.
so
And
now we're
who
into our
so-
Twilight phase, and it's
Yeah,
vampire.
now we have fully gone Twilight and we are into vampires.
This somehow feels like slut shaming, and I'm still not quite sure how, but I'll figure it out.
No shame, only slight judgment.
No shame, only slut. Anyway, wait, what? What kind of do play fan horse? That's gonna be on a t-shirt.
That's truly the tagline for our
No
stream.
shame, only
When we get super famous as streamers, which is obviously going to happen someday, with how great I do at the whole advertising shit, that'll be our first
Please
t-shirt.
buy our t-shirts.
Listen.
No shame, only slut shirt on our Teespring and Redbubble.
I will I will wear it on stream if we can get to 200 followers.
Guys, now you know what you have to do. Go share it with all of your friends. I love how you made it as low as 200. Like, it's not something ridiculously out there, like, 1 million or whatever. Like, you do realize we're almost at 50, right?
No, but how long did it take us to get to 50?
It was a while, we'll just put it that way.
Are you gonna design to sell on Redbubble? Anyway,
Hold on, I'm writing down some notes. Give me a
Good.
second.
By the time we eventually do that getting to know you stream, we may all have the t-shirts. It's fine.
that's great. I'll wear it. Damn.
Okay, I will. If we get to 150,
Oh, you're even
I
putting
will.
it lower.
No, hold on.
Okay.
If we get to 150, I'll design the T-shirt and put it up on my Redbubble.
Oh,
I have
snap,
one.
Let's go.
If we get to 200, I will purchase one and wear it on stream.
Hell yeah.
Now, you guys, we have incentive.
Yeah,
Love
Go
that.
share this with all of your friends.
I might just design it anyway, but I just wanted to put parameters out.
So beautiful. I'm glad this was born.
Oh boy, why are you barking? So what brings you back? I'm
Thanks,
not going to
Santa.
remember what that note means. All it says is be kind of 2-point man wars a lot. It's just, I'm going to leave it because I think that'll be a fun present for future me. I'll remember. Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? Why do you gotta talk like that, dude?
Oh my god, he's even wearing gloves.
What?
Ooh.
Opera gloves? That's definitely slut gloves right there. No shame on the slut.
I think I've lost who is a slut in this situation.
They all
They
are.
all are. Anyway.
The most
knew-
risque of accessories. Gloves.
I mean, listen, okay, opera gloves are not as slutty as this one VTuber that I love. I stand. Okay, his name is Ike Evelyn, and he literally has fishnet gloves. I've never
Oh,
seen
hell yeah.
fishnet gloves in my life, and when I saw them, I'm like, that's it. That's the one. That's the one I'm gonna
That's
die
the-
for.
That's
Yup.
some emo shit. I love that.
I love that too. This courtroom is a brothel. It is now.
Jotting that one down.
Does this make Santa Claus judge the pimp?
Yes.
Yeah.
Daddy. Anyway, I leave that to your imagination, my lord. That's the worst line to go after that.
Sir, we asked you a question,
Yeah.
and as the judge, you should answer.
So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years? Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Because this is the fated meeting. This is how I find my future true love after, as I reel from my former love's tragic death by cat.
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. Wait, don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
Perfect.
Why was that not one sentence?
Yeah.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Why are you calling him sir? You're the boss. Now then, opening statements. I think a summary of the case, if you please. Wow, why are you so polite? I'm so
Maybe-
used to the judge thinking we're dumbasses.
Right. Oh, it's just because he's not talking to us yet. Remember, he's already called us
that's
Eastern.
right.
And asked if we
Yeah.
speak English.
Damn.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm just-
Certainly, my lord.
It's just taken us a while because we sat there and laughed for 5 minutes about how many man horse we play.
You're right. Not enough is the answer. Anyway, as your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware.
Sasato, you gotta be our wing woman. Indeed. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10.
Sorry.
Does he sound sluttier? You want me to go sluttier than that?
We're going to have this man at phone sex operator voice in no time.
Absolutely. The victim was a maker of building bricks known as the community as Thrice-Fired Mason. Try saying that 5 times.
Sorry? The rice?
Oh boy, are we about to explain? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
Oh, but now he did.
Oh, he's dead.
That's a dead man.
That is.
Guys, we have not. It's been 45 minutes, and we have not made it past opening statements yet.
We're doing great, sweetie.
I was
Anyway.
sitting here thinking the other day, I wonder, are these cases longer, or is it just that we can't stay on topic? And I think I've figured it out.
We can't stay on topic, apparently. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus, not the type that you read, in service on the street of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death.
Are you okay?
Clearly not.
Listening to Mana, have you ever seen the movie Chicken Run?
No.
So it's a claymation movie, same people that did Wallace and Gromit. Basically, it's the Great Escape movie, Great Escape, but with chickens. Anyway, there's this Scottish chicken. And then they talk about they're gonna fly the coop, literally. They're gonna fly out of the coop and they gotta figure out how to do it. And the Scottish chicken goes, "We need a lot of thrust." And that is what I heard when Mama said thrust.
Such an oddly specific memory to trigger out of the word thrust. Just Chicken Run.
Chicken Run was a very important movie to me as a child.
Let me just say, I'm very glad that you went at that from the Chicken Run angle, because if you'd started talking about it just from the word thrust, we would not have gotten to that story.
No, I know. I needed to be more specific with where I was coming from.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your chicken. run love with the clock. Now I'm gonna watch Chicken Run after the stream.
Would highly recommend. I don't know what it's streaming on, but I would highly recommend it.
It's such a meme-tastic movie.
It's so funny.
Anyway, let me get through this line. I swear I can do it. Anyway, back to Slut. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that as the photograph as evidence.
All right, we got the autopsy report.
Finally!
Yeah, Mana. Okay, someone else heard it. Mana was echoing a little bit there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it was? Oh no,
Yeah.
am I a robot now?
It was, I think you're back to normal, but you were echoing. I'm echoing too. God damn.
God damn it.
What?
All right, give me a second. I have to switch mics again. I have no idea why it does it sometimes. So hold tight.
Hold, please.
Hold, please.
Oh, please.
I should probably mute myself. It's
Right,
like-
Calculating. Anyway. What are we recalculating?
There you go.
Google Play, Vudu, and Amazon Prime for $3.99.
Yeah, chickens! Or go to the local library if they have it for free.
Yes.
Libraries
I
are
was just-
there for a reason. Anyway.
Yay. All right, you guys want to talk for me really quick?
course.
Awooga.
Yay. Okay, I think we are fixed. I apologize. I know you guys
Okay.
got lost. I got lost. But I think we are all back online. Let me know if there are any more audio issues.
I can see clearly now the rains.
All right, we have an autopsy report and a photograph
After 45 minutes, we have an autopsy report.
and a photograph. Hey, and we
Indeed.
also have an armband that I got from my ex-boyfriend.
Hot. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of fancy. Ooh.
It says Kazuma's name.
Oh my god, so
Aw.
you'll remember the bay forever.
I know. The lawyer's name is embroidered on the inside here. Look. Kazuma Asogi. This was his band, of course.
He had his heart set on this study tour in Great Britain.
I'm sure he would have found the truth he longed for here. But he lost his life before he even had the chance to see the place.
I have such a strong sense of his hopes and dreams when I look at this armband, though.
So sad.
Be sad.
Very sad. These are the scales of justice. They're a symbol of the defense, aren't they?
Oh my god, his name was also embroidered on his flowing headband. Wow.
He did
10 out of
not
10.
lose it.
10 out of 10.
I should point out, like, it's still common for, you know, like, even, so handkerchiefs are something that Japanese people will carry around a lot, and it is very common to have your name embroidered on your handkerchief,
That's cool.
even now. So, we apparently just embroider our names on fucking everything.
At least you don't lose it.
Yeah. And, like, the thing is that, like, a lot of times you'll loan it out to someone if, you know, they need something. So they know who to return it to.
Smart.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I wish we had that, damn.
I mean, technically we do, but it's kind of frowned upon after, you know, like, beginning of middle school age. you know? So I used to have my name in everything, but then that stopped being a thing because that's childish.
Screw you! I want my shit. Anyway,
Anywho.
Anyway.
Yes, that's right. The scales are a symbol of fairness to show that all are treated equally in the eyes of the law. Interesting. And they're a warning to those who enter the courtroom without an impartial mind.
But
Sure.
if they're the mark of the defense, it would be more auspicious if they were weighing more heavily on the not guilty side, I think.
Very impartial, I'm sure.
All right, so our autopsy report, our victim is thrice fired Mason. He was male. I don't know if Mason was his first or last name, but it's just Mason. He was 54 years old. He was a brickmaker. He died on the 15th of February between 10 and 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. And we saw him, so.
yeah, and that's he.
That he.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
And these are...
Did his hair just...
His hair did. He is wearing a wig. Why aren't we wearing wigs?
Right. Rude. Can
Okay,
ours be
hold-
pink?
Good lord, is that blood counsel? I'm waiting for his... Oh, there's the play-by. I missed the hair movement. Oh. Sorry. God damn it.
It was a fairly large poof.
It was. I fucking keep looking away at the wrong times.
It's fine. Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilded gloves had blood on them?
If you thought my gloves were slutty, just take a look at these.
I know it's me, but my eyeball itches. Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
All right, we got some leather gloves.
Red leather, yellow leather.
How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started.
Continuing. I hereby decree, according to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside this vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of the passengers was deceased brickmaker Mr. Mason.
So Mason is his last name. Yes?
The other, indeed it is, was Datto right over there. I mean, the accused, Magnus McGilded.
Hey, Finn.
Reaction shot.
You don't need to escalate your brother, thank you. Well, rather than damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what do you say?
Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing.
Mr. McGilded?
I have selective memory. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I've taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Little tilting, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before me in my life.
Maverick. Hi. Thank you.
Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul would rush into a fellow bleeding with his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about my gloves now, was I? I reached out and gave the man a hand.
So the blood got on the gloves then, after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it?
Oh, you're in for a spanking, my boy.
Okay, we're not
There were
going there.
more-
I did not like that.
Jesus.
The defense needs an adult.
There were multiple witnesses. To the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Oh, that girl is going for it. She's like, typey type. Oh my god, this hot goss. Anyway, that's her.
Oh, Ordar.
Ordar. Anyway, I need to stop. Sorry. When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It is the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from the witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command. I'm such a dramatic bitch. What the fuck was that? Anyway. Bailiff, bring the witness in at once.
Look, you know, when a man is wearing a cape, like, he just has to flip it around a lot.
Yeah.
It is a biological imperative.
Witnesses, your names and occupations, please. People! There's people!
Oh, I guess that we need some coin tosses.
People.
People.
I think technically it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, you take it. then.
Because how we altered back and forth, even though not all of Mana's people talk.
Okay.
My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo.
I love that. He's such a mean.
I drive an omnibus in the East End. Somebody needs to get him a jacket.
I know, poor guy.
Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
My name is First Lady First. Make hats for gents. Is that a lady?
So you're not a lady. Are you a lady? What are you? Wait, what? I'm a little confused. Anyway, let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witnesses to the aforementioned incident.
Dude, I forgot about that. There are
Witness
literally 2 massive fires in this courtroom. How is he cold?
Oh shit! Roasted. Anyway, is that correct?
People.
Yes, sir.
Every time I see him, I just go. Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir.
I'd like to point out, for a hat maker, that is the most ratchet hat I have ever seen in my life.
Right. How will you call yourself a hat maker and you have that shit on your head? Like, bruh. Get good. Anyway,
Very well then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. Oh, that's an exclamation point. Sorry, my screen got blurry.
All right. What did the witnesses see?
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well.
the victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. I couldn't help it. Fix your hat. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. Then I saw it too.
Why you got a whip?
So
I thought you drive a bus. Why do you need a whip for? You don't got a horse. Like, what? Anyway.
Does anyone know what an omnibus actually is?
No.
Maybe we should Google it. Give me a second.
I'm trying to think. Like, that's probably got to be a
See,
piece of his bus or something.
The only omnibus that I know is like when you buy a book that's condensed into 3 volumes, and that's like an omnibus to me.
I mean, apparently an omnibus is just a bus.
Oh, it's just a regular ass bus. Okay.
Aha, there was previously a horse-drawn omnibus. The large, enclosed and sprung horse-drawn vehicle used for passenger transport. So maybe that's what he's got.
Yeah, chat says a horse-drawn carriage. Why did I almost say ho?
Hoss.
Hoss.
It's a ho-drawn carriage. It's fine.
Ho-drawn. Oh no. Anyway, we've said a lot of things this trip.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say.
Anyway. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why not?
Fuck you, that's why.
Yeah. The incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those 2 witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage.
I hate logic. The guy with the hat. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern nations was a good century behind our own.
Okay, I'm immediately taking him out of boyfriend running.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He needs a good punch in the face. Or in the dick. Anyway. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
I mean, considering the fact that I've been here a whole 35 minutes, huh?
Yes, literally he is. Okay? Like he is.
Yeah,
Tell me.
just informing the room, there is a Van Zeek's racism count happening in the chat. We're at 2.
Good.
No! Now we have that count going. Let's see how far we get. Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. We
I can.
only arrived in London this morning.
I can teach you to bottle fame blue.
Oh my god.
No matter.
Jesus.
I hated you. I really hated you. Anyway, we're never gonna get through this case at this point. Anyway, I've arranged for us to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is.
What do you mean? Actual scene? How?
Bring in the dancing lobsters. No. Okay. I'm trying to not make jokes. Anyway, a carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably, you understand that much.
Yeah?
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building.
Here? What?
You know, like those cars in anime convention.
The entire carriage?
Bailiff. Bring forth the stricken omnibus. In attack mode.
Autobot.
Oh my
rollout.
god, like they actually did it. What?
So, that's an omnibus.
The
The
omnibus?
omnibus. Can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside in the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city architecture and sights are to be had from the top of the omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
Okay.
A skylight. Oh.
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on the omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
That makes perfect sense. Feel like you could have just said that, not like brought an entire fucking carriage inside the courtroom to embarrass me, but okay.
Jeez.
Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I have never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. It's like, damn, girl. My weaves, like, fall.
Very well, I see no reason why not. Or no reason why not. There we go. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
Alright. We have the 8-seater omnibus that was the scene of the crime. There were
We
passengers.
can examine the bus in all angles?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence?
Yes. Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. I think we should probably do that.
Mm.
Let's not
So just
continue.
continue.
All right, so let's take a quick look-see around.
Ah.
So we have our carriage.
Well, how did the driver see?
I do not know. I mean,
That's a good question.
he did say that, like, he didn't necessarily see the moment because he was driving.
True. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here.
So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so?
Burr, I can't imagine how cold it must feel.
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment?
Perhaps it's the real price you pay to stay out late. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
Ugh. Scene of a murder. Horrible.
He's not
That
still
wallpaper
in there,
is horrible. Yeah. They
Oh
just
my
have the dead
God,
body
so
sitting there.
tacky.
I mean, it's not like we didn't just spend the better part of a month in a crime scene after our boyfriend died in that room.
Details.
Damn.
Look, I got to get out of the closet, so, like, I'm happy.
In more ways than no. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. The blood that's blood that soaked into the seat. The victims, obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Did you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder?
Well, it was after dark. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. That's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
This seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really.
Of course, an English gentleman would be dressed in such finery. It'd be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here.
A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? Yes, they are. Thank you for noticing.
Someone notices.
Yeah. That's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. Okay, apparently this is not the same poster, but yep, you can see through that skylight. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Okay. I don't see anything else here. Nothing on the floor. Apologies if I'm making anyone sick.
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then.
Okay. Alright, so there's little stairs to get up. I assume this has to be where the driver would sit, because I assume that latches to the horses. 418. Phoenix Wright Omnibus.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Alright, I think.
Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Wait, how is he alive?
Let's take a quick look at the gloves while we're here. Yep, that blood. This is definitely blood, isn't it?
Bloody hell!
Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London.
Well, nothing will come of grumbling now.
Oh. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed?
Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier.
Pity. If only he'd been left-handed.
I think the blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really.
I
Oh
don't
my
think she's
God.
wrong about that.
You're right, though. You're right, girl.
Alright, I don't see anything else on the gloves. Alright.
Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel?
Humph. Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British's court cross-examination rights. It's like, smile and wave, boys, smile and wave.
Just. Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus!
That little slap was kind of cute, not gonna lie. I was like so baby.
Alright, let's do some cross-examination.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well.
Yeah, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact.
I don't see anything. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time? Is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though. No.
I don't say anything different about.
And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alightened, for example. You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none.
So nobody fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say, the boss insists on running. He does every evening. That's the last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what with being so cold and everything, the only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend much of that at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
This poor man.
Pay your Ubers better.
Exactly.
Wait, no, just kidding. Wait. The victim and the is it me?
It's you.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus.
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage?
That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there. At your feet.
We can confirm that. We were right there.
There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded.
How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? McGilded is a gentleman of a rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded, not deceased. Sadly, there's no room for doubt here.
I really wish there was.
Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
You actually saw the exact moment it happened?
Didn't I already testify to that?
Oops, sorry.
Excuse me.
Mr. First, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, how can I help you, sir?
That last statement, did it trouble you in some way?
Oh, I'm not particularly, sir.
If anything, he's troubling me with that hat of his. He greased his head.
Can we ask him about it?
Right.
What the fuck? Oh dear, sir, I hope my hat's not troubling you, sir. I'm still just an apprentice, you see. Mr. Naruhodo. Even the witnesses can see what's going through your mind. You really must be more careful.
Yeah, I'll try not to hit the wrong button next time. I wish it were that simple.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. I couldn't help it.
He stabbed him, you say? And you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out of his belly. That huge, great knife.
Not saying any of them are acting weird.
Hmm.
I will say the reaction mechanic is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't hit the wrong button.
A grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all. Jerry looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before.
British banter.
That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth.
What's the knife submitted as evidence? Ooh.
If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Well, that would be nice.
Mr. First.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir?
Look into my dashing eyes. Is this the knife you saw?
That's not very big.
Yeah, it doesn't look that big.
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir.
I saw him move something, but apparently not. Is that?
Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
It's a blade of considerable size, Counsel.
It is, and furthermore, the scabbard emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Ugh, please no.
M for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. Or M for McDonald's. No. We love to see you smile, but unless you're dead. Anyway, it seems this particularly big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
But there are M's everywhere. Like yes, like in Mason.
Objection.
This bitch gets
Objection!
his own font to yell objection in.
Objection. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned.
You know that for certain?
No, but I'm saying it anyway. Now, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
This sounds like bullshit, but okay.
Exactly.
Not conclusive,
What
but
if-
certainly compelling, Counsel.
What if someone went through the back, stabbed them, and then they ran outside? Yeet. Could have been an assailant, just opens the door of the bag, stabby stab, then
Just leaves.
Yeah. Seems legit. Oh, that's Lemur.
Oh,
Yep.
That's right. I was. My lord. Sorry, Professor Plum. I forgot I was you.
It's okay. He forgives you.
Juror number 3. What is the meaning of this? Finn, what is the meaning of this? He walked away. My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up.
Made up about what?
I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. Yeah, completely unbiased. They're always up to something other, or something or other, that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. Oh my god. That little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
Oh no.
Well, that's neat, but also, excuse me, sir.
Okay.
There's no point in wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter, anyway. That's precisely what I was about to say.
Oh no.
We're about to lose this trial in a whole, 45 minutes?
Damn.
That shouldn't have taken 45 minutes for us to get through?
As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example for my fellow jurors.
No, we're being voted out of the island.
I know. What the hell? What is happening here?
Let me see. Yes, it seems that's how members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Jesus. Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
So,
We haven't even,
If we're not even through the first cross-examination and we have 2 votes against us, this is going real well.
10 out of 10.
So, if
So-
those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Great balls of fire. Anyway.
Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. I mean, what if they split?
Right.
Does the judge make the decision? Is that
Yeah,
how that
because
works?
he's the
Maybe.
judge.
I mean, it would kind of make sense.
He's the tiebreaker.
Counsel for the defense, please continue with the cross-examination.
This is a nightmare.
Ah, yes, Von Zeeks would know about stakes through the heart. Anyway.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and that's when I saw it too.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see?
Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
And by the passenger, obviously, you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
And then the other passenger had the knife in his hand, like this.
By the other passenger, obviously, you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
What?
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Oh, this is about to go real badly for us.
Juror number 2, go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Wait, what are you about to do?
Dispose of the rubbish. Bitch.
No!
I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
Damn, girl! Oh, wow, she has a voice. Okay, I'll go for it. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. Bitch, I agree.
Damn. What the fuck?
Is she allowed to do that?
Apparently.
That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
We've had it.
We haven't
Every
even
time,
really been able to defend him.
every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We are still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
But... Alright, I'll keep trying. Can't give up.
I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Alright. So when it happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed.
Yep. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here.
What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be...
But before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again. A little more carefully this time. Yeah, I think I screwed us over when I hit the wrong button on this one.
Yeah.
Let's hear his statement again and see if we can't get all 6 to vote him guilty. You actually saw the exact moment it happened.
Didn't I already testify to that? Or our fair dinkin' hard-working city banker is not considered trustworthy these days.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Oh, this is not good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if you would.
My lord, I wish to speak. Oh, God. Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you two, as the master of the London Guild of Coachmen... Oh, my God. The idea of murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I've said to myself.
And now you are proceeding to do it anyways.
But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
No. Please, just keep an open mind a little longer.
Yep, now. Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight. Jesus Christ.
Everything relies on this old grandma.
She's the last one. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what that man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
Too unkind, sir.
Which now means that 5 jurors agreed to condemn this man. Except for her. Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes. I certainly have. I still go to my hearing, you know.
Huh. Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I've always got the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. The Gilded Park, it's called. Gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have in him to another man's life. To take another man's life, sorry.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother, wait.
Incredible.
Can we go to the library and borrow books?
I love how you great, but I can't even put the end. It's just so great. I love that line delivery. Anyway.
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? You people not know. What kind of man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of a man is he?
Willy Wonka kind. Philanthropist Magnus McGilded. Has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
Stone the cruise!
Okay, ma'am.
Her eyes just like.
McGilded lends money at extraordinate rates of interest to his, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything he owns. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard of any mention of that before.
Your faculties have deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own?
Nathan.
What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
Ooh,
You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that the creditor was the accused Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment day for his debts.
Good gracious.
Does not look very good for us.
Yeah, oh shit, guys. We in deep doo-doo now.
The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it.
Oh. Thanks, fam.
If I might add something briefly,
Miss Susato?
you claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence to support your claims?
Thank you. Once
Uh,
again,
Chad-
why is she...
Chad, here's some static. Or some, what is this? What is he?
Yeah, I heard the static too.
Yeah.
Oh god, he's drinking blood.
He's drinking blood. Wait, I love how it didn't go to wine first. It was just blood.
He's a vampire, duh. Yeah, no, I also heard the static while it was here. It is.
Yeah.
I can confirm it's gone, but yeah, there was static for a little bit. It's weird.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. But y'all driving me to drink, damn.
Nah,
That's the judge.
that's not. That's me. There it is. Lord Van Zeek's hallowed chalice.
How can this be considered acceptable?
Are we allowed to be inebriated?
But I find myself in an unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
As a judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
Yeah, I don't think he's
You-
complimenting you.
Yeah.
You go, girl. Anyway, what a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is a debtor's ledger which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh,
Susato, you didn't just think that you were going to sit there and go, you don't have evidence, and he was just gonna go, oh shit, you right, girl, I don't.
No, he do though. He do.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. Would you like some? And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time.
Please don't.
a marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence.
All right. We have a catalog of people who borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes the victim who owed 20 guineas.
Yes, 20 guinea pigs. The victim owed a considerable sum.
Can you imagine just owing 20 guinea pigs to someone?
It's a lot of guinea pig.
Nice. And the accused made quite certain that he had ample recompense.
Oh, my. Well, it would seem I've had it all pulled over my ears.
Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it is such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel. I'm getting fired up.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Baby, it's all for the best.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more before.
I'ma do it, bitch. I'ma do it. Don't test me, Sonny. I don't stand for nonsense.
Oh my god. Okay, well, this worked out real good for us. Oh no.
Oh shit, we lost.
Well, he face planted. I did.
That was it. The last juror's decision. We can't even say that was a good showing.
Yeah. That was Grandma Unhinged. Sorry.
According to the Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver a final verdict and sentence.
Well then.
That's what it says here.
The final verdict. It's over then.
Oh. There's a footnote, though.
A footnote.
Yay!
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial. By delivering my final verdict, I trust there is no objections.
I mean, I have a lot of objections, but I
Mhm.
don't know which one to even start with.
It's like, can we call for a mistrial because we weren't done?
Yeah. Miss Susato, tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next?
Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver a final verdict on the sentence. Then we must take a drink. The footnote says, however, the defense, that's us, has the right to demand a oh God, I can't. It went fuzzy again. I'm sorry, I can't read that word. Summation?
Yep.
Summation examination of the jurors at this point. Is he crying?
I bet he is. And sweating.
Summation examination?
A summation examination. From which century has that tone have there been resurrected?
Ah,
Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old.
oh shit.
Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced. So, you're out of luck.
It was very loud. And for once, I'm not talking to a dog. I'm talking to my sibling. Oh. This is so loud.
What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summation examination?
Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it.
Wow, you wouldn't demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails.
I don't understand any of what has just happened here. Like, what's new?
Typical Nipponese.
I am going to kill you, sir.
Can I watch?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on.
We need hope. We need hope in
No.
this case.
It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
Do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions?
Yes. In times gone by, barristers would use summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use. I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Bold of you to assume that I'm self-respecting.
Amen.
Still. I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet it's extinct. Words are getting harder, y'all.
Words are hard.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
I think I do not have another choice. A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat?
Forget about it. No, just kidding.
Yeah, we'll just forget it. Like,
we will take you down.
that we assert our right.
Yeah.
Firmly grasp it.
The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Ayo. Also, chat, I totally see what you did, that Pyramid of Light reference right there. Thank you very much. I really appreciated that one. Anyway.
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
That's
Tom
your
said
opinion.
it's my turn to talk to the jury.
Ooh.
The defense's petition is perfectly valid.
Your mummy isn't here, is she?
The court will proceed with the summation examination. I also think
This
it might
is
be a good stopping point.
madness.
No, this is Sparta.
Yeah, we can. Hopefully, this does not backfire on us and we forget what this trial is. But, because that is a possibility. But, all right.
Yeah.
So we will end here for tonight. Next stream is Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, like normal. I'm gonna guess that's gonna be a Danganronpa night. Lemur,
Yes.
Yep. All right.
It's Father's Day, and I have things I have to do.
Ayo.
So,
anyone got any announcement they'd like to make?
Damn, that trial took a long time to get into because we was laughing so hard.
Remember,
We made some good t-shirt inspirations. So.
exactly.
I've got
Remember,
notes now.
we gotta get 150 to get the t-shirt designed and 200 for Lemur to wear it.
Yeah.
On stream.
No shame, just sluts.
So,
Damn it, I gotta add that to the notes. That one's not on there.
so tell all your
Remember,
friends.
no shame, just sluts.
Help us get a lot more followers.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I don't
Wear
have
a
anything
mask,
else.
get vaccinated, but don't kill
Make good
people in an
choices, be good
omnibus.
people.
Wash your hands. And don't get syphilis. Good night.
Bye!